to this date. I was in Nairobi last week. We were told the president of Uganda, the president of Kenya have talked and ordered that dwellers must be cleared without scanning, without weighing. And hence, the price of fuel is up. Most factories are lacking raw materials, and we are sitting here expecting that we shall raise local tax. Madam Speaker, I request that this issue be addressed immediately as we move forward.
Honorable Eki, we are discussing the issue of fuel on Tuesday. So make sure you're here to have that. Dr. Bell, Abed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just raised on two issues. When we first came to this parliament, for us who are new, the Speaker mentioned that this is going to be a people's parliament. When I look at the budget framework, and it is seeks to provide 4.2% of the national budget to the agro industry, where our people are, I begin to doubt whether we are a people's parliament. Under the agro-based industry program, it seeks to expand storage and processing capacity for our agricultural commodities. And they seek to allocate 69 billion, only 69 billion. We were in Buhej. Farmers were crying for tea factories. In my place where I come from, Greater Masaka, we are crying for the last 20 years for a pineapple fruit factory. Just a pineapple fruit factory, so that we can add value. And our farmers will come from the subsistence that this government talks about 39% of our people. We are seeking your indulgence, Madam Speaker. And secondly, about the parish model. This parish model, the way it is designed, government seeks to allocate funds for every parish. But this is my concern. In central Uganda, we have 1,701 parishes. That is central Uganda, with a population of 11.9. Eastern Uganda, with a population of 10.8, there is 3,273 parishes. Northern Uganda, with a population of 8.6, 2,300 parishes. Western Uganda, with a population of 10.6 also, 2,570.
Dr. Bed.
Yes.
The National Budget Framework paper is on the principles.
Yes.
You've gone into debating on what the figures, the project. I mean,
Madam
wait,
Speaker,
they are going to bring a ministerial policy paper.
But this is
can you sit?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Right Honorable Speaker, government presented a statement on the parish development model, which was referred to the Committee on Local Government, and where we expect a full report to be presented on the floor and we discuss. So I would think, I wanted to inquire whether we are procedurally moving well.
Yes. This is
When there is a committee looking into the parish model, is going to present a report before the ministerial policy statement is presented, but we are here, a member is proceeding with preempting discussions of the committee.
And the issues that have been raised by the shadow are very important issues that must be addressed. That is what must be addressed. And you cannot remove the statement of saying we're people's parliament, but because of the 4.2. In this budgeting process, all of you have been involved, apart from the speaker. So it is you who does not love the people of Uganda. Minister, can I have?
Right Honorable Speaker, let me begin by appreciating the movers of the majority report and the movers of the minority report. Indeed, with this kind of input, I want to state that we are meeting the objective of this exercise, because the idea was to get your input. You are part of the stakeholders in this process. So I want to appreciate the reports that have been presented and the ideas that have come through, both from the minority movers and the majority movers. So to the extent possible, we are going to analyze all these issues, and within the context of our resources, try to implement them. The chair of the budget committee has gone further to indicate that even if it needs additional borrowing, please do so. In effect, you are now revising the Charter of Fiscal Responsibility that you approved yesterday. So it is good that it is coming from your side. You know, we do not want to violate the rules, but I think by that statement, you are telling us that we should widen the fiscal space to accommodate some of these things. And we are all ready for the consequences of doing that. We are trying to manage the economy to make sure that we do not land into very difficult situations where we are not able to service our debts and where inflation goes haywire. But we are going to study all these issues. The issues of capital flight, we're already handling this. We have a directive from the President and from Cabinet as the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Works, particularly on the roads, to see how far we can build the capacity of our local enterprises to reduce this problem of capital flight. Already note this is a serious problem. We borrow money from wherever, then the same people come here and they do the work because of lack of capacity in this country. So the issues of building the capacity of our enterprises, including public enterprises. Already you have heard about a directive by His Excellency the President, directing that the Army Brigade should construct the health facilities, should construct the schools, and we began implementing that directive this financial year. All that is intended to indigenize construction capabilities. So, Madam Speaker, we really want to move with the House on the recommendation that have been made, and we promise that we shall do our best to make sure that we implement them. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honourable Minister. I was raising a clarification issue. I thought it gave me moved away. Right Honourable.
You concede? Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, for your indulgence. I would like to thank initially my team on the Budget Committee for the in-depth appreciation of the BFP and their minority thereof that deeply informed our discussion on this subject. And the fact that, Right Honourable Speaker, this is the first year and the first budget of the 11th Parliament. It's very, very important that members are helped to understand the budgeting cycle and the key pillars of our budget arrangement. Right Honourable Speaker, one of the challenges that we need to fully appreciate while concerning the BFP is that if I recollect quite well, that over the last 3 financial years, we undertook a migration from output-based budgeting to program budgeting. And that migration is causing challenges at Parliament of appreciating what changed when we started considering the indicators as per the NDP documents. So we need to be fully appreciative of why these are very key, and the reason why the issues talked about in the minority, especially value for money audit, are very key, because in the program-based budgeting, are very many challenges where accountability can easily be shielded and protected. So we need to be very clear on auditing value for money under the new budget framework, which is program-based. Second, Right Honourable Speaker, the minister has to assure this House that eventually, after rationalization, they're going to reconsider options. One, to bridge the gaps. Initially, what I have considered is a gap of 2.6 trillion. So the parish model has barely half of the desired funding, actually less than half. We are prioritizing oil. The National Oil Company is not funded. We intend to revitalize the economy through UDC. It's a pipe dream because they are unfunded priorities. So we need to think through the direction of the economy if you are going to really pick up. We can blame COVID for so many problems, but part of the problem is our planning. The planning that's skewed towards consumption and not production. Right, Honourable Speaker, for the last 2 financial years, expenditures on some of the sectors was frozen, including Parliament. And we said there was no money because of COVID. Part of what we wait for eventually is to appreciate exactly how much money was expended, despite the fact that expenditures were frozen. So maybe the minister will tell us we have a huge bank balance because of the unspent funds, because of the frozen expenditures. Of course, we still did not collect a lot that much. That's the problem. So we expect that these funds that are available, the fact that over the last 2 financial years, we agreed in principle to freeze, especially consumption expenditure, to which Parliament was a victim, and of course, other key agencies of government. So we expect that some of these key expenditure centers for economic revitalization find resources. Yesterday, Right Honourable Speaker, I had a problem understanding why the Minister of Finance, the Honourable Musas, was arguing about the need to structure revenue from minerals. And of course, I appreciate the majority report, also appreciate the fact that our revenue sources are not rationalized. That's why we are here and there and nowhere. So I want to invite the minister that even before we have the minerals bill processed, there's a lot of money moving around through the mineral resources. Not gold only. Go to Kabale. There's export of iron ore through the various channels. So who is pocketing this money? Why is the money in the system for us to see that there's the source when the export is taking place? I was in Kabale a few weeks back, and I was speaking to the people owning these iron ore deposits. Wolfram is being mined in the same geographical area. So is this food for people to eat in the locality or an export? So who is pocketing this money that people don't want us to align as Parliament for sources? So it's very important that you not wait for the bill, but because money is moving through these resources, we need to align them. Lastly, Right Honourable Speaker, the statement by Honourable Dr. Bedi Wanika should not be lost. I appreciate the fact that we have an assignment given to the committee. Our rules stipulate the time frame. We need to appreciate when did the Right Honourable Speaker do assign this committee to produce this report before we do process the policy statements of ministries. My understanding of the parish model, whatever its challenges, is a form of equalization for communities. And therefore, it should not be used as a form of economic gerrymandering to undermine particular regions of the country. So, before we process the final budgets, let's get this report right on the Speaker, so that we are able to understand whether the key pillars of this model and its purposes and intentions are going to be served by the way parishes are aligned in the country, because it has a lot to do with the population distribution and the attendant resource allocation, right on the Speaker. Once again, I want to thank my team. I think I'm within right for a job well done. And also appreciating the minister for climbing down his high horse, and appreciate the opposition as doing a very good job. Thank you.
And also appreciate the whole house.
Right on the Speaker is in order to congratulate the whole house.
Yes. Thank you so much, Love. And thank you, first of all, the chairman of the committee. Thank you, the chairpersons of the sectoral committees. I saw people working tirelessly to ensure that they fed the budget committee. You've done a great job during this time, mindful of the time frame we have. And I must really say thank you, Chair, Budget, and also thank you so much, Shadow, pardon? Shadow, thank you so much for the report, exhaustive report. The Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development should register the matters that have been raised in the minority report and have them duly addressed and report back to this House before the ministerial policy paper is presented. And mindful that the ministerial policy paper is supposed to be presented by 15th of March. So we should have a response and actions taken on what has been raised before that date. The issues raised on the majority report must be harmonized together with the major report. The minister should study those issues raised on the majority report and then report back. And then the various committees of Parliament, the sectoral committees, in their day-to-day oversight duty, should also monitor whether what was agreed is what is in the ministerial policy, what is coming in the ministerial policy statement, or else you'll be left out. You need to do your work in making sure that what you've recommended must come out in the ministerial statement. Then I also instruct the clerk. The clerk to Parliament should extract all these recommendations, including what is in the minority document, and ensure that they are being sent to the President by 1st February. That is on Tuesday. I now put a question that a report of the Committee of Budget on the National Budget Framework Paper 2022-2023, 2026-2027, taking in consideration the amendments from the minority report, be adopted by this August House. Those in favor say aye, to the contrary nay. The ayes have it. Thank you so much for today's sitting. And I am sorry for the inconvenience. The House is adjourned to Tuesday at 2.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Hi Uganda, East Africa, Africa and the world. Welcome to the Belaisi auction market where we're selling different items through auction. You can bid for the item you desire right now. Do you see that code on your TV? Load airtime, dial that code, select your preferred item and you are in to the Belaisi auction. Now we've been telling you that we have a brand new Bajaj motorbike. What is so special about this bike?
This is the CT125 Bajaj. It is our new bike at the moment, which is taking the market by storm. It has got a gear display. It has a fuel gauge.
No more flipping, no more tilting. You know the fuel that you actually consume.
Yes. It also has an electric start and also a kick start. The seat is very comfortable, and not to mention it's also 5 gears, which makes it very economical. This very bike comes with a helmet. It comes with a warranty for 1 year and also comes with 3 labor-free services.
How much have you sold this bike to Belaisi?
At the moment, this bike has been sold to Belaisi for 4.8 million shillings.
4.8 million shillings. That is money we paid in cash. Now you can buy this bike at a price that you want. Get to your phone right now. Dial that code. Look for the Bajaj CT125. Click on it. Pay the bidding fee, which is 10,000 shillings. Now dial the same code again. This one on your screen. Go back to the Bajaj CT125. Tell us how much you want to pay for this bike. You can say, me, I'm going to buy that bike 500,000 shillings. If you are the highest bidder with your 500K, we shall call you here on UBC. You come with your 500,000, pay it in cash, drive away with your motorbike.
Patriotism is a feeling of love, devotion, and the willingness to sacrifice for one's country.
I say no to corruption because I put my country first. I choose peace over violence because I put my country first.
I love Uganda. I serve Uganda. I sacrifice for Uganda. I'm loyal to Uganda. I love my soul.
Be patriotic. Uganda first. This message is brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Co-Uganda, Office of the President.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field couldn't be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition.